The continuous quest for knowledge is an uncommon path, yet it yields the most fruitful results in our lives. There are elements in our lives that are akin to seeds, which we plant in secrecy, away from prying eyes, allowing them to mature and prosper without disturbance. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics becomes relevant. They guide us in nurturing and developing internal qualities without any rush to showcase it to the outside world. Eminent Stoic thinkers throughout history believed in the concept of not oversharing. They treasured their secrets, accomplishments, and lessons, understanding that unnecessary revelation might result in loss of essence. Both our highs and lows, our trials and tribulations, they all contribute to the narrative of our lives. If we thoughtlessly disclose everything, we might end up leading a shallow life. Similar to the fact that a flower does not mature if it's constantly tampered with, our personal growth too needs a private, undisturbed space. Here we can reflect on our wins and losses and strategize our future path. Non-disclosure, therefore, is not always an act of hiding but often of protection. Genuine growth stems from the equilibrium between what we reveal and what we reserve for ourselves. In a society so obsessed with exhibitionism, it can be challenging to acknowledge and appreciate the effort behind our triumphs. In this video, we will outline 11 topics that we advise you to keep private. All of these areas are critical, so stay tuned to understand why. Firstly, don't showcase your accomplishments. For the Stoics, the pursuit of wisdom and moral excellence was akin to a deep dive into one's own soul. They believed true satisfaction did not come from flaunting outward victories but from self-contemplation and eternal growth. They saw each hurdle, each struggle, not as a public spectacle, but a private battle in the quiet landscapes of the spirit. Discussing their wins provided profound reflection. Ego and vanity, if fed, could turn into barriers preventing us from reaching genuine virtue. The Stoics argued that our fixation on external validation could bind us to the chains of pride, trapping us in a vain chase for ephemeral applause. This path inevitably leads to disappointment. However, the Stoics also taught that true achievement is not the one paraded for admiration, but the one that silently transforms the community, promoting noble values like justice, compassion, and wisdom. For these ancient philosophers, wealth was not stored in vaults, but in the depths of a balanced and peaceful soul. Rather than celebrating victories or wallowing in defeat, they advised accepting all of life's fluctuations. They urged us to understand that the rhythm of life is often dictated by tunes beyond our control. In this remarkable silence lies a deliberate choice, a pledge to authentic greatness. They believed that true majesty lies in living with integrity, dedicating oneself to the collective good. They left us a legacy where humility, honesty, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge were the true pillars of a fulfilling life. Secondly, do not discuss challenges that remain unbeaten. In the Stoic journey towards wisdom and virtue, every step held significance. The detours and hurdles were not just obstacles. They molded the soul, shaped character, and imparted lessons about the true nature of greatness. It wasn't the apparent triumph that mattered, but the internal battles, often unseen, that determined a person's inner strength. But why did the Stoics recommend not speaking about challenges that remain unbeaten? The answer lies in their keen insight. Their belief was that ego and pride could fog our vision, rendering us oblivious to genuine virtue. The relentless pursuit of external acknowledgement and praise could, in fact, act as a shroud obscuring our true potential. The Stoics did not value accomplishments that could be easily showcased as trophies. Instead, they sought real honor in deeds that uplifted humanity, deeds rooted in values like justice, generosity, and wisdom. To them, true wealth was not found in the luster of gold but in the glow of a morally upstanding character and a peaceful soul. Their philosophy of accepting fate was pivotal to this understanding. The Stoics did not despair in the face of adversity. Instead, they greeted both victory and defeat with equanimity, recognizing that life's tapestry is woven with threads of circumstances often beyond our control. Thirdly, avoid discussing your good deeds. Picture a candle that silently illuminates a dark room. Its light is soft and unobtrusive, yet it warms and brightens everything around it. The Stoics compared kindness to this flame. They believed that authentic generosity did not need to be announced in public squares or trumpeted from the hilltops. It should, in its true essence, be a genuine and subtle act, carried out simply for the desire to do good, without expectation of praise in return. Contradictory to today's culture of self-promotion, this perspective may seem unusual. However, the Stoics recognized the risk of turning kindness into a spectacle. If we boast about our every altruistic act, we might unintentionally seek transient applause. Keeping our good deeds under the cover of anonymity offers a moment of quiet reflection and pause. This secret introspection acts as a catalyst for personal growth. Central to Stoic philosophy was the belief that real kindness does not seek attention. It manifests in acts of compassion, quiet and unpretentious. This timeless wisdom wraps us in its essence, reminding us of a key truth. Often, the most significant act of kindness is the one done without expecting anything in return. Fourthly, avoid discussing your resentments. Have you ever felt ensnared in a web of emotions, each thread a bitter memory, a grudge refusing to fade? The timeless wisdom of Stoicism encourages us to reflect deeply on the unseen burden of resentment. To these ancient philosophers, harboring resentment was akin to an anchor, preventing the spirit from freely navigating life's seasons. But what if we took a less treaded path where forgiveness and understanding were our trusted guides? This viewpoint reflects an unwavering focus on virtue and self-control. Reflect on this. Have you ever carried a burden on your back for an extended period? Have you felt the fatigue, exhaustion, and resentment? This burden is an unseen chain that restricts our freedom and inner peace. It's intriguing to note that resentment often stems from misunderstandings and can trap us in a cycle of bitterness. The Stoics encouraged us to try and comprehend the motivations behind others' actions, to understand before we judge. Forgiveness, then, is not just an act of altruism but an act of profound wisdom that unravels the complexities of the human soul and frees us from the chains of negativity. Anger and resentment are subtle toxins, flames that, when fueled, devour our tranquility and well-being. On the contrary, by choosing the path of forgiveness and understanding, we find a haven of serenity and peace. Thus, guided by Stoic philosophy, we are encouraged to seek understanding over resentment. Integrity. Seventh, don't talk about your spiritual beliefs. A garden is a private sanctuary, a place for quiet contemplation and peaceful solitude. Similarly, the Stoics viewed spiritual beliefs as a sacred garden, a personal sanctuary to be nurtured and protected. They did not see it as something to be publicly declared or imposed on others. The Stoics understood that a person's spiritual beliefs are deeply personal and unique. They believed that such beliefs should be respected and not exposed to the harsh criticism or judgment of others. They also recognized the danger of arrogance and self-righteousness often associated with publicly declaring one's spiritual beliefs. Instead, they advocated for humility, suggesting that a person's beliefs should be lived, not preached. Eighth, don't talk about your finances. Money and wealth can be sensitive topics. The Stoics warned against discussing personal finances, as it could lead to envy, judgment, and resentment. They saw wealth as a tool, not a measure of worth or success. They believed that a person's value lies in their character and virtues, not in their monetary possessions. Lastly, don't talk about your family problems. The Stoics understood that the family is the bedrock of society and that any issues within the family should be kept private. They believed that by discussing family issues publicly, a person risks exposing their loved ones to the judgment and criticism of others. Instead, They advocated for resolving issues within the family through open communication and mutual understanding. In sum, while it is natural to want to share parts of our lives with others, the Stoics teach us the value of privacy and the importance of keeping certain aspects of our lives to ourselves. By doing so, we protect our dreams, values, and relationships from the potential harm of external judgment and criticism. We also foster a sense of self-respect and self-reliance, as we learn to depend less on the validation of others and more on our own inner strength and wisdom. Become the norm, this Stoic approach to solitude may seem counterintuitive. However, they understood the importance of taking a pause from the constant noise and chatter of the external world. They didn't feel the need to share every moment of their solitude, as they considered these moments to be sacred, a time for self-reflection and introspection. Moreover, the Stoics believed that solitude has the power to strengthen one's character and resilience. It provides the space and time for us to examine our thoughts and actions, to question our beliefs, and to cultivate wisdom. They understood that it is in these quiet moments that we can gain deep insights about ourselves, our purpose, and our place in the universe. They also argued that by keeping our moments of solitude private, we can avoid the temptation of seeking approval and validation from others. It creates a space where we can be true to ourselves, free from the pressure to conform to societal expectations and norms. Lastly, don't talk about your physical health. The Stoics believed that discussing one's physical health could lead to unnecessary worry and anxiety. They saw health as a personal matter and held that each person should take responsibility for their own well-being. By keeping our health issues private, we can maintain a sense of dignity and avoid burdening others with our problems. Furthermore, the Stoics argued that talking about our health problems can sometimes exacerbate our suffering, as it can lead to a focus on our ailments rather than on our efforts to overcome them. In conclusion, the Stoics provide us with a roadmap for living a virtuous and fulfilling life. They teach us the value of silence, introspection, and discretion in various aspects of our lives, from our dreams and plans to our spiritual beliefs, family issues, and health. By embracing these principles, we can cultivate inner peace, resilience, and a deep sense of contentment. The Stoic philosophy invites us to look inward, to find strength and wisdom within ourselves, and to navigate the world with grace, humility, and understanding. It teaches us that true fulfillment and happiness come not from external validation, but from living in accordance with our values and principles. It is a philosophy that is as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. Thank you for your wise insights on Stoic philosophy. In an era where overexposure and oversharing have become the norm, it's certainly refreshing to be reminded of the value of silence, discretion, and introspection. Your point about nurturing our dreams and plans in a safe environment, away from the storms of doubt, envy, or public scrutiny, really resonates with me. Your comparison of our plans to delicate seeds that need to be nurtured until they're strong enough to withstand the elements is particularly powerful. It's a beautiful reminder that we should give our dreams the time and space they need to grow, rather than rushing to expose them to the world. Your video also underscores the importance of learning from our mistakes. Too often, we're tempted to hide our failures and project an image of perfection. But as you pointed out, mistakes are opportunities for growth and self-development. By embracing our failures and reflecting on the lessons they teach us, we can turn them into foundations for growth. And lastly, your point about the power of silence is very compelling. In a world that's constantly filled with noise and distractions, the ability to find peace and inspiration in silence is truly a gift. It's in these quiet moments that we can connect with our inner selves and discover our true potential. Thank you for your thought-provoking content. I look forward to exploring more of your videos and delving deeper into the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. It's clear that there's still so much we can learn from these ancient sages.